It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. It's been a while, but we are here in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and we have stopped to make our first touristy thing here at the Wright Brothers Memorial here in Kitty Hawk, which is on the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And we're going to take a look around this memorial and see what we see.
Don't forget to introduce Lily.
Oh yes, we have a new member of the family. Her name is Lily.
Lizzie and BB passed away.
Yes, Lizzie and BB are gone now.
18, right?
They were old dogs. But now we have Lily, and she's on her first vacation, first time at the beach. And as soon as she saw the ocean water, she ran and jumped right in it. It's
We'll
a
have
funny
to
thing.
film her doing that. So
Yeah,
that they
we'll
can
take
see
her.
it.
We'll go back down there again and check it out.
Our hotel room is right on the beach. Right, our back door is the ocean.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
It's really nice.
we're gonna
So
take a look
get
around.
up, sunrise, and watch the sun come up.
Uh-huh.
Are you still gonna do that?
I think so.
To see the sun come up on the
I can
ocean?
get up that early.
Yeah, we have to.
Sunrise, I guess, is around 7 o'clock in the morning here, so we're going to try to get up that early. So there's these two structures here that the Wright brothers used. They actually lived in this one here. We'll walk up and take a look at it in a second. And then this one here they used as a hangar to build their glider. So this is the inside of the cabin that they built, and you can see they have cots suspended from the ceiling in there and a ladder going up to them, which would be kind of scary for me. What if the cot ripped or something like that? You just come crashing down on the ground. So they had a stove here. I assume that's a stove. A table. A little kitchen area right there. Take a look down here. So this first stone says it's the end of the first flight. 12 seconds in the air, a distance of 120 feet. December 17th, 1903. End of the second flight, 175 feet. End of the third flight, 15 seconds. 200 feet. And there's a rock way down there. I'm going to take a walk down there and take a look at it. Also, there is a museum here, but since we have Lily with us, we can't take her in the building. So unfortunately, we're not able to go in there and look at that museum. And it's kind of packed in there. I did pop in for a second, but there's all kinds of information about the, you know, the first flight and about the Wright brothers, that sort of thing. So that is definitely something to check out if you do come here. So here is the end of the fourth flight, 59 seconds, distance of 852 feet. These are all done on the same day, December 17th, 2003. So it's pretty neat to walk along this place where the actual very first flight took place. It's right along this path right here that we're walking. But it is it's a nice little walk from where the visitor center is to the actual monument. Big Kill Devil Hill. When the Wright brothers were here, Big Kill Devil Hill, that must be what this hill is. The hill in front of you was a massive sand dune. Thousands of times the brothers trekked up this and 3 nearby dunes to conduct glider experiments. So I guess they did try launching from up here.
Yeah.
Climbing the hill was strenuous. Deep, soft sand caused every step up the slope to slip partway back down. The Wrights are also burdened with carrying their heavy gliders up the hill for each flight. Their tireless efforts paid off as they mastered their flying skills and refined their flight control. There are times where you can come in, but it says the floor is wet, so no one's allowed in. I don't know, I wonder if those are staircases up to the top. So like this was erected in 1928. It's been here for a long time. Almost 100 years. This will be 97 years. As of this year of 2025. As you can see, it's a little bit of a it's not steep at the very beginning, but as you're coming around here, it starts to get a little bit steep. So if you come up here, wear some decent walking shoes. And also, as a safety precaution, it says to stay off the grassy area, to stick to the trails, because there's little tiny cactuses that are kind of all over the place out there. I saw them, and they have some long thorns, and it is not something you want to step on. This is the top of the Body Island Lighthouse. Out here is the Sound of Outer Banks. Out there is the ocean. That's right. Wait, that's the ocean, that's the Sound. Yeah. All turned around. That's the ocean. The Sound is back that way. There's Chris down there with Lily. I'm trying to wave at her, but she's not seeing me.
I think there's 344 prisms up there.
344. Do they still make these?
Oh.
Or can you get them made if one were to?
So they're making a replica one for the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse.
Okay.
I don't know if they still make them like this anymore.
Yeah. Because they're each, it's just one piece, right? Like each ring? Maybe a couple pieces? I don't know.
So it's multiple pieces.
Yeah.
It's 344 prisms, so
So it looks like this Body Island Lighthouse was built in 1817. 1817 is what it said on the front of the building. And there's 219 steps from the bottom to the top. A bunch of different flights. They're floating staircases, meaning they're not attached to the wall, they're just attached to the landing above. And so there's only allowed one person per flight at one time. So everybody has to kind of take their turn walking up a flight, and then the next person goes, and the next person goes, and so on. But it wasn't too bad. I was a little bit winded by the time I got to the top, but it wasn't bad at all, really. But you could clearly see the Sound side, and you could clearly see the ocean side from atop this thing. I love lighthouses. We're actually going to try to hit another one today. Okay, so Chris had an experience down here in front of the lighthouse, or near the lighthouse. She's going to tell you about it.
Okay, so Lily can't go in the lighthouse, and I don't like lighthouses because I have claustrophobia. So I took her for a walk, and there's some, can you see over there? There's some shade by the trees. And the minute I walked into the shade, it was like a monster movie. My whole body and Lily's whole body was covered in mosquitoes. I probably swatted like 10 off me, and I had big like spots of blood where they were eating me alive. So be very careful. I don't know why there's none here. I can't figure it out. I didn't have one the whole time I went on the marsh walk. But they're all in the shade.
I didn't experience that at all, but it might be a good idea to bring some bug repellent or something like that if you come, just in case. If you're trying to get out, of the sun and into the shade, you might get eaten alive.
It's like so weird because over there in that shade, there's none.
Yeah.
So it's something to do with the trees. Is it possible they could use some kind of repellent on the grass, and then they stay off the grass? I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before, but they were gigantic. I've never seen mosquitoes that big before, so be careful.
By the way, we're on a dolphin seeing tour.
This is a very large pod this morning. So yes, sometimes we see 2 or 3, sometimes we see 30 or 40. This is like a 30 or 40 gang here. So yeah, this is a big. They're kind of all over out here. Yeah, so y'all just move around, make yourself comfortable. So they are not scared of the boat, but they are always going to be on the move. They're never going to stop. So you kind of pick out a direction, kind of get an eye on them, look and see. But they will change directions. They'll go back and forth, move around. They're never going to completely stop. Most of the time, they're not moving very fast, just a few miles an hour. But they can swim up to 20 miles an hour. So just gotta keep watching. And they have to come up to breathe. So that's what we get to see them. They're gonna come up, exhale, inhale, then right back down. And they can hold their breath up to 20 minutes. So
Wow.
10 minutes, 20 miles an hour, 10 minutes. Yeah, so just kind of move around, get comfortable, look around, see, you'll see a bunch of them around. They're kind of spread out everywhere, but they're spread out everywhere.
What an amazing thing to see, isn't it? There's some over there.
Yeah.
Do you see the same ones?
Sometimes, yes.
Like, do they know you?
Yes,
They do?
they do. They like the smell of Snickers. We see a lot of the same dolphin time and time again. A lot of the dolphin we see migrate, and this is their summer home. They're somewhere here around Roanoke Island in the summer, goes back south in the winter. Some of them actually live here year round, but the majority of them just here in the summertime. It's right here. You see right here on the water? Yeah. Yeah, see, it's only 5 feet deep right here, so they're not going down very far.
Oh, wow.
There is actually a research
Hope it doesn't
group
bang
here that was
his head.
identifying and tracking dolphins. So at one time they would capture some of them. They put a tag in their fin so they know which one they saw over and over. Then they put a brand on their side. Today, digital photography. So if you look at the fin on the top of the dolphin, you'll look, they're all a little bit different. Some of them look very similar, but there's little nicks, cuts, scratches. Like that one's got a little nick at the back of it, different things. So they take a picture of them, crop in the fin, put it in the computer. Facial recognition will pick each one out, identify, catalog. They catalog over 800 dolphins that they know live in the Soundside water. That just means they take a picture, see the same dolphin so many times. This is it. This is their home. They're born in here, raised in here, live in here. Now, they are all Atlantic bottlenose dolphins. So same type like they have in SeaWorld, same type like they have in the ocean here if you see them along the beach. All the same kind of dolphin here in the Sound. Most of the ones we look at, though, they're born, raised, they live in the Sound. This is home. Nothing says they can't go visit the ocean. Nothing says ocean dolphins can't visit here. But for the most part, though, with all the research they've done, they just believe that where they're born, where they're raised, that's where they're comfortable, that's where they live. So you see the same ones over and over. They know because of all the identification they do. So this is home. They're in the Sound. Like I say, so this is summertime home, May through October. They're here, and then they go a little farther south in the wintertime. Some of them live here all year. Most of them just here in the summertime.
Today we have come to the Fort Raleigh Historic Site here on Roanoke Island, just outside of the Outer Banks. There's a island that you come to via bridge from the mainland, and then on the other side of the island is another bridge that actually gets you out to the Outer Banks. So this is kind of like this island just in the middle of the Sound there. But there's really not a lot to see here. This is just the site of where the colony was supposed to have been, or where they were left by the people that went back to England to...
John White.
Is it John White?
Did you not listen at the door?
Maybe you should tell the story.
Obviously, we man told both of us at the same time. John White left to go get some supplies, and they elected him to go, and then he got stuck because of the Spanish-English War, and he couldn't come back for 3 years. And so when he came back, they were gone.
They were gone, that's right, yeah. So when they arrived back in England, the Spanish Armada was just outside of London, and Queen Elizabeth would not allow any more ships to be taken because she had given them the ships originally to come over here, and she says that she needed all the ships that she could get to fight the Spanish Armada. So basically just told them no. So anyway, they ended up getting stuck back in England for about 3 years, and when they came back here to finally rescue the colonists, bring them back to England, I think they were going to do, they were just missing. The theory is that they broke up, and some of them, like, they split up into a couple of different groups, and some of them went down south and kind of lived out their remaining years with the Indians that were down there. Some of them went up north, and then some of them went a little bit further inland. I think there was 117-ish of them, and I guess years later they were asking, you're trying to figure out what happened to the people, and they asked somebody that was here, and the guy says, yes, some of our relatives look just like you. So it sounds like they kind of intermingled with the Indians, even though they weren't able to definitively tell exactly what happened to these people. That's most likely what happened. We don't think that they were killed off by the Indians or anything like that. We just think that they just kind of went into their community and just lived out the rest of their years. Another thing too that I didn't know about this Sir Walter Raleigh gentleman was he was a pirate. He had to have been knighted to be a sir, right?
Yeah,
knighted by the Queen of England, but he was a pirate.
Allegedly, him and Queen Elizabeth were together.
Ah, yes.
So the idea of her being a virgin was not really true. Allegedly. I don't want her to sue me.
So anyways, he was saying that the Queen of England had, she wanted to build this empire, and he was telling her that the way for her to build an empire was to colonize other parts of the world. And so he told her about the Americas, and that he could come over here and they could plant some colonies over here, and that they would be building the English empire. And so he said that if you give me the ships to do it, I can go over there and build these colonies for you. And she said, well, you can do it if you want to, I'll give you the ships, but you have to fund the whole thing by yourself. And so him, being a pirate, decided that what he was going to do was he was going to come over here, build the colonies, bring the English people over here, build the colonies, and fund it by being a pirate and just going out and stealing stuff from other people. Was he taking it from the Spanish?
Yeah, they didn't like the Spanish people.
Yeah, they didn't like the Spanish. So it's my understanding that they were being pirates against the Spanish and getting their ships and taking all their things, and that's how he was paying his crews and stuff like that to do it. And Lily, this is her very first time at the ocean, and she has taken to this ocean like she just loves the water. She's having the time of her life. She's an ocean dog now. She's an ocean dog now. Where is the Currituck Beach Lighthouse? This, I believe, is considered the city of Corolla in the Outer Banks. This one isn't painted quite like the other one was. We are going to the top. 220 steps to the top. 150 years old this year. Let's get to climbing. This one's a little bit different than the last lighthouse we went to because it's got information as you're going up the stairs. There's a little bit more to this one. And they didn't give me any rule about not having two people on the staircase at the same time. So. Lighthouse number 2. Wow. So the Outer Banks is a lot thinner here than it was at the other one that I went to. Because you got the sound side here, ocean over there. This is about an hour from where we're staying, about an hour's drive from Nag's Head. And the houses here are actually quite a bit nicer. This is a much wealthier area than where we're staying, which is just kind of the touristy area, which I actually like better because there's just much more of a relaxed, beachy kind of vibe to where we're staying. So yeah, I'm glad we made the trip up here to do this. This is gorgeous. So this is Jockey Ridge State Park here in Nag's Head, South Carolina, Outer Banks. And there's just dunes. It's just a bunch of dunes out here. I'd like to see if we could get to the water, but I don't know how far I want to walk in the sand before it gets kind of tired of it. But I guess they do out here, they do sandboarding. I'm not exactly sure what sandboarding is. I'm assuming it's kind of like snowboarding, but you're doing it on the sand. And then you can see right there, those are hang gliders. There's a hang glider school back at the parking lot from here. So I suppose you could do some hang gliding out here as well. I don't see anybody doing it. There's a lot of wind. Well, it's not super windy, but it seems like it's windy enough to go hang gliding in. Yeah, the folks we were just talking to said that they didn't want to be on the highest point there when the thunderstorm came, and I saw lightning strikes a little while ago. It's not raining anymore. It's beautiful right now, but it's supposed to start pouring, I think, here in about a half hour. Anyways, this is kind of a cool place. You can come out here and walk. I could swear I heard some vehicles. I'm not 100% sure if you could drive out here on these things, but a big thing out here too is flying kites. So there's a Kitty Hawk kite says right across the street, so you can, you know, buy a kite. I think you can rent a kite. You can bring your own kite, of course. So that's a big thing out here is kite flying.
Look at those big prints. What do you think those are?
People walking. All right, I think it's time to head back. I think we walked enough in the sand dunes. We're gonna get out of here before it starts raining. You better watch out, Lily. Whoa. Woo.
Does she have a parachute with it?
When she saw that water coming, she turned around and hightailed it out of there.